Do you think women are attracted to looks, money, or charm? Have you ever wondered why some men who aren't particularly outstanding still manage to make women obsess over them? And what if I told you that the true key to attraction lies in hidden psychological triggers, ones that even women themselves may not fully understand? The truth is, women, just like men, have subconscious desires, emotional vulnerabilities, and automatic responses they can't always explain. The problem? Most men don't even know how to recognize these triggers, let alone use them to create deep connection and attraction. Today, we're diving into 11 hidden female weaknesses, psychological switches that, once understood, will completely transform how you interact with women. Let's begin. 1. The power of emotional certainty. Women are deeply emotional beings, not because they're out of control, but because their emotions guide many of their decisions, especially in relationships. One of their deepest hidden weaknesses, the need to feel emotionally safe and secure. A woman doesn't just want excitement or chemistry, she craves emotional stability, the assurance that you won't walk away when things get hard. So who is the kind of man women find magnetic? The one who stays calm and grounded, even in chaos. The man who doesn't overreact, doesn't get needy, and doesn't depend on her to stabilize his feelings. On the flip side, if you're constantly emotional, reactive, or complaining, you'll start to seem weak in her eyes. Why? Because now she has to take the emotional lead. She becomes the strong one, and you, the fragile one. That's a dynamic that kills attraction fast. Be the man who carries stoic confidence. When she's upset, you stay composed. When life throws you curveballs, you don't panic. When challenges arise, you deal with them with quiet strength. That emotional stability makes you a safe haven. And without even realizing it, women will feel drawn to you over and over again. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't fully have. There's a simple truth about human nature. We desire what's rare. It's the reason diamonds, luxury cars, and limited edition sneakers hold such value, because they're hard to get. Women follow this exact same principle in attraction. One of their hidden weaknesses is that they are deeply attracted to men they can't fully figure out or possess. If you're too eager, too available, always saying yes, she may enjoy the attention, but the spark quickly fades. She won't feel the need to chase. But when you create just a little bit of distance, a hint of mystery, you awaken a primal urge in her to close that gap. She starts thinking about you more, wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing. It's not that women like being ignored. It's that their subconscious assigns greater value to what feels uncertain and hard to get. So how do you use this to your advantage? Keep your independence. Don't always reply right away. Let her wonder when she'll see you next. Be present when you're with her, but never lose yourself. 3. The power of mystery. Let her uncover you slowly. If your entire world revolves around her, she'll start to feel smothered. Want to keep her hooked? Have a life beyond her. Be a man on his own path, with his own passions, goals, and priorities. That's what creates intrigue. Don't reveal everything about yourself on the first date or even the first month. Let her discover you layer by layer, like a compelling novel she can't put down. The moment she feels like she's completely figured you out, game over. Her curiosity fades, and so does her emotional investment. Keep just enough of yourself out of reach, and she'll never stop trying to get closer. 4. The silent power of voice and presence. It might surprise you, but one of the most overlooked triggers of female attraction is your voice. Specifically, a deep, calm, deliberate tone. Studies have shown that women instinctively associate deeper voices with confidence, dominance, and strength, traits linked to high testosterone and leadership. But attraction doesn't stop at your vocal cords. It's your entire presence. your energy, body language, how you enter a room. True presence is when you can command attention without saying a word. It's in your posture, the way you walk, how you make eye contact, and how you speak, as if every word has weight. On the flip side, weak presence is betrayed by fidgeting hands, a hunched back, darting eyes, and rushed words. Even if you don't notice, women do, subconsciously. If you want to magnetize her without trying too hard, master your energy first. A man with strong presence is like a flame in the dark, impossible to ignore. 5. Walk away and watch her chase. Here's one of the most powerful and painful truths. People value what they fear losing. Women are no exception. Most men, when they sense distance, go into panic mode. They beg, they chase, they explain, they try to fix. But every one of those actions screams one thing: I need you more than you need me. And that, right there, is the death of attraction. Now picture this: a man who notices her pulling away and walks away without hesitation. No drama, no explanations, just silent confidence. That man doesn't need validation. He is the validation. And that sends a thunderous message. I have options. I have self-respect. I won't settle for games. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about being hard to disrespect. A woman who knows you're willing to leave if she crosses the line will instinctively treat you with more value. Be willing to walk away, and you'll never need to chase. 6. A man with a mission is her kryptonite. What's a woman's ultimate weakness? Not your looks, not your bank account, not your smooth talk. It's your purpose. Women are naturally drawn to men who are chasing something bigger than themselves. A man on a mission, whether it's building a business, climbing a mountain, or mastering his craft, is magnetic. Why? Because purpose brings clarity, focus, and a sense of self that can't be shaken. The tragic mistake many men make is this: they make the woman their mission. They prioritize her over everything. But when you put her at the center of your life, you lose your edge, and along with it, her respect. Purpose-driven men don't abandon love. They just don't revolve around it. And that's what makes them impossible to resist. When you make her the center of your world, waiting on her texts, dropping everything when she calls, you think you're showing love. But to her subconscious, you're sending a different message. You have nothing else going on. That doesn't create attraction. That creates pressure, disinterest. But when you're chasing a mission, when you're building something, whether it's a business, a career, a dream, you become a man of value. You don't drop your plans for anyone. You're in motion, and she wants to be swept up in that energy. Ask yourself, what are you building? What are you working toward? Because if you don't have a clear mission, she'll sense it, and she won't stay. 7. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. There's a fine line between being emotionally open and being emotionally messy. Too much vulnerability, and she sees weakness. Too little, and she sees a wall. What truly captivates women is a man who can share, but only with strength. A man who can reveal pieces of himself, not to be saved, but to be known. Some men make the mistake of oversharing, venting, complaining, seeking emotional comfort like a partner or therapist. It feels genuine to them, but to her, it signals insecurity. It makes her feel responsible for your emotions. That's exhausting. Instead, be selectively vulnerable. Share your past struggles, but only after you've overcome them. Let her in gradually, not all at once. Let your emotions show, but never dominate the moment. Think of your emotions like a deep, calm ocean, visible, powerful, but never turbulent. The man who opens up on his own terms, from a place of calm self-awareness, becomes unforgettable. He's not weak for being vulnerable. He's strong because he controls it. 8. Women are wired to test you. Here's a secret most men miss. Women test men constantly, not to be difficult, but to measure your strength. These tests tests aren't always obvious. She may challenge your opinion to see if you stand firm. She might stir small conflicts just to watch your reaction. She may act distant to test your confidence. Why? Because deep down, women want to feel safe with a man who can't be shaken. They want to see if you're solid, if your foundation holds when things get rough. When you react emotionally, get angry, sulk, or beg, you fail the test. But the man who smiles calmly stays grounded and never takes the bait. He passes with flying colors. If she challenges you, hold your ground. Don't defend nervously. If she pulls away, don't chase. Let her come to you. And remember, women only test men they're attracted to. If she's testing you, it's a good sign. Just don't fail. 9th, rejection? No problem. That's real confidence. Most men fear rejection. They avoid it. Or worse, they crumble when it happens. But not the high-value man. He shrugs it off, maybe even laughs. He doesn't let it define his worth. He knows one woman's no doesn't mean he's not enough. This attitude is rare and magnetic. Women are weak for men who handle rejection like it's just a speed bump, not the end of the road, because it shows something priceless. Your confidence isn't situational, it's internal. Here's the joke life plays on desperate men. The more you fear rejection, the more rejection you'll get. Why? Because fear smells, and women can sense it. A man with unshakable self-worth isn't fazed by a no. He doesn't view it as failure, just redirection. If she's not interested, he smiles, says, "No worries, your loss, have a great day," then walks off without a flicker of self-doubt. That's not arrogance, that's clarity. Rejection doesn't hurt, attachment to approval does. When you stop tying your confidence to how people respond to you, something magical happens. Women start feeling drawn to your energy, your freedom, your calm. You become untouchable. So next time she turns you down, laugh, nod, keep moving. The man who owns rejection never has to chase. 10. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. Here's another secret you won't hear often. Mystery is irresistible. If a woman always knows what you're thinking, she stops wondering. And when she stops wondering, she stops caring. It's not about playing games. It's about maintaining unpredictability. Men who are too available, who text back instantly, overshare too soon, or constantly seek reassurance, become emotionally transparent, predictable, safe, boring. But the high-value man, he responds when it suits him, not instantly. He shares himself in layers, not all at once. He moves through the world with quiet confidence and keeps his cards close to his chest. Curiosity is fuel for desire. When a woman can't fully figure you out, her mind stays hooked. She replays your words, rereads your texts, imagines what you're thinking. The man who lives in her imagination is the man she can't stop thinking about. 11. The man who controls his desires controls everything. Let's end with the most powerful trigger of all. Self-control. Most men are ruled by desire. They chase women, seek validation, let lust and attention dictate their moves. But not the grounded man. He chooses, he doesn't chase. He says no more than he says yes. He maintains standards, doesn't settle just because he's tempted. He values his mission more than fleeting moments of pleasure. That's the man women crave. Not because he's cold, but because he's centered. His energy doesn't scatter. He's not distracted. He's driven. And here's the irony. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Attraction isn't about manipulation. It's about mastery. Mastery of your mind, your emotions, your desires. When you lead with strength, self-respect, and purpose, women don't just want you, they need you. If this opened your eyes, there's more where that came from. Subscribe to Stoic Fantastic for weekly wisdom on how to master life, attraction, and self-control. Until next time, stay grounded, stay strong, and remember, never chase. let them come to you.